Assalamu alaikum everyone. Hope you all are doing fine. My name is Usama and this is a very important announcement basically. Actually I was working with Humanatics as a contractual person. I was hiring some people and was providing them transcription work with an ID, and I created this channel to entertain my employees specifically. So you must have noticed that my native language is basically Urdu. So all of my videos regarding humanetics are basically in Urdu language. But what I have recently noticed that so many people from all over the world were getting benefit from these videos, and so many people approached me somehow and were requesting me to make some videos especially for freelancing people. As you can see, the last video which I have posted on my channel was about call recap short, and it was like 2 months ago. So I wasn't actually paying attention to my channel because my main purpose was just to educate my employees. But finally I have got some time, so I give it a thought, why not to facilitate people all over the globe. So if someone could get benefit from me, so it's a win-win situation. So I'm launching my whole new series about freelancing work with Humanatics. I will be taking things step by step so that people could get to know how does things actually work with Humanatics as a freelance person. Okay, because there are so many people who are getting penalties, who are getting demoted. Let's get it started. Okay, so first of all, what things you need to sign up with Humanatics, or what is basically Humanatics. So let me provide a go through about this company. So basically Humanatics is the part of a company known as Callbox. Okay, it is actually situated in USA. Basically I guess it's in Dallas, Texas in USA. Okay, so they are providing transcription work. So the question is, what is transcription? Transcription is basically providing a visualization over the data which is in the form of recorded calls. Okay, so what makes a person a perfect transcriptionist? So a person having good listening and having a good pace of typing is an ideal person to do the transcription work. But that's an obvious thing that it's a skill, so skills need to be developed. Okay, so if a person is not having good listening for the time being, or and having that much fast speed of typing, so that does not mean that that person cannot be a good transcriptionist. Yes, definitely he can, but he need to work hard. Okay, he need to spend some extra hours, he need to put some extra effort. But in the end, everyone could be a good transcriptionist. So in Humanetics, we are mainly dealing with automotive industry in America. Okay, so automotive industry includes mostly obviously cars, then pickup trucks. Okay, then there are RVs, campers, motorhomes. Sometimes there are boats, yachts, and bikes too. So basically, we're dealing with automotive industry transcriptions. But beside that, Humanetic is also offering their transcription services for medical industry. Okay, so there would be a few transcription in which there would be conversation between doctor or patients, or patient with the receptionist at the hospital. And then there is another category which is basically the home services transcription, in which there would be recorded calls about the home services, about the different organizations where customer would be calling to tell them about the issues they are facing. For example, if someone is having a blocked pipeline at his home, or if a person is having a snake at his home and he needs some kind of services to get it removed from his home. So there are like a couple of services which Humanetic is offering to different people in USA. So I hope you guys got a bit concept about what is actually the work which we are doing here. So basically, when we log in Humanetics, it says that get paid for reviewing calls. So I guess you guys don't need a visualization for all that, because you all are here on this channel for a purpose that you already know some things about Humanity. So first of all, what do we need to create a Humanatic ID? You need to have a active PayPal account. Okay, so if you aren't having an active PayPal account, or you are in a country like Pakistan, like I am living in Pakistan, so we aren't having PayPal officially available here. So if a person is not having PayPal account, or his PayPal is blocked for some whatever reason, or he needs to get a PayPal ID, or he's unable to get a PayPal ID, so that person can approach me on my WhatsApp number. I can provide them a Humanetic fresh ID, which they can use as their personal ID. They can change the credentials. Okay, so the ID I'm gonna provide you as a freelance ID, it would be having a separate Gmail, it would be having a PayPal account connected with it, and it would be having an Humanetic fresh ID, which you need to log in and change credentials. So my deal would be that you gotta pay me 6,000 Pakistani rupees to get a Humanetic fresh ID. Okay, I'm repeating it, that you have to pay me 6,000 Pakistani rupees to get a Humanetic ID. So if you want to convert it in US dollars, so you can just simply convert them by dividing 6,000 into 156 rupees according to the current rate, or you can check it on Google. So whatever the rate would be, you can convert Pakistani rupees into US dollars to see what would be the conversion rate, and according to that you can pay me to get a fresh ID. So my deal by providing you an ID would be just this, that you have to change the credentials as soon as you would be getting your ID, and then you have to do your own face verification. Once this process would be done, there won't be any kind of claim that you can make with me in the future. Okay, so I would be the person to provide you a freelance ID if you aren't having one at the moment. And if you're having a PayPal account, or if you can get a PayPal account with your friend or with your relative or anyone from your family or outside whatsoever, that's none of my business. So yeah, you can do that. Okay, so that would be obviously free of cost for you to do that. But if someone is not able to get this information or like PayPal account, so that person can approach me and I would be helping them out. Okay, so let's get to the topic. First of all, I would be having a request to make. If you aren't subscribing to my channel, please subscribe it right now and click the bell icon, so you would be getting updates on daily basis, so you can avoid any kind of possible penalty hit by Humanetics, so you won't be losing the hard earned money which you would be making by learning through these videos and by working with Humanetics as a freelance person. So when I'm using the word freelance person, that means the money whatever you're gonna make would be totally belonging to you. There won't be any middle person between you and company, so you would be responsible for each and everything which you would be doing. Okay, so uh, let's get to the Humanactic portal. That's how it's gonna look when you would be using your cell phone. So the first option is review calls, in which you have to click to go to review the calls. The second option is the earning. It would be showing you the stats, what are you gonna make, what you are making right now, what did you make tomorrow, what did you make today, what is your lifetime earning, what is the earning that is available for you. Okay, I'm gonna visualize them one by one, but I'm just discussing them right now in general. So Audit, this is a new feature. It was not available quite a few months ago. So Audit is the feature in which you would be actually having a visualization if your any call is got marked or penalized. So you can actually listen to that call by clicking on same call to see what mistake you possibly made, and then if you need to file a claim, that means if you think that call was handled correctly by you but it is still got marked, so yeah, you can actually file a claim. We would be discussing all these things in very much detail, so I'm just giving a go through. Please do not skip this video. This is very much important, because if you're gonna skip it, you might gonna miss some important information that could lead you to penalized in future. So accuracy is the tab in which you would be getting to know your accuracy against each category, guys. This is very much important. This would be actually very much important for you to get to know how does this work. Okay, so this is an important tab, announcement, in which you would be getting announcement on daily basis about what's going on within the company, if there is any kind of offer, if there would be any kind of announcement by the company or any kind of update. So you gotta go through announcement session every single day. Whenever there is an important update or announcement or whatsoever, whenever you're gonna just log in your ID, if there would be an important announcement for the same day, it would be just popping up right at your screen. So please do not be in rush. You just gotta read that before starting of your day work. Okay, so leadership board shows the progress different people is making every single day. It would be showing you what other people are making every single day, so it's a kind of motivation. So you gotta go through the leaderboard to see if there is some consistent person making big money every single day. So you would be actually motivating yourself, because determination is something which comes from inside. So you have to push yourself that if that person can make that, you can make that too. So FAQ is basically frequently asked questions. So it would be containing information about this freelancing ID, how does it gonna work. There will be an important information. We're gonna just go get through them with time. And then the account settings, in which you can just put on your display picture, you can change your password, you can pull your transaction details, you can connect your PayPal, and all that is included in this account settings. So this was the our throw about this portal, this freelance ID. So we're gonna discuss all these things in detail. Let's see what does this review calls include. So I'm gonna just click on review calls, and it's gonna take me to another screen. So when you're gonna get a new fresh freelance ID, that's how it's gonna appear. Okay, so there are only two categories in start, which Humanity gonna provide you as default categories. Okay, so one is inbound, the other is live conversation outbound. I'm having a training about inbound in my this same channel, but there's like old recording. So at that time the name of this category used to be like live message inbound. Yes, I'm right. So the name of this category was used to be live message inbound. So the options are actually a bit changed now, so we gotta need a new video on it, obviously. So I'm gonna make it for you guys. That's not a problem, but I'm just gonna give you a go through about this video. So as you can see, the previous videos were not having payout kind of detail, because they were not uh, freelance IDs, they were contractual IDs. So this is a freelance ID. So you can see the payout against every single category. So if I'm gonna review calls in inbound, I'm gonna get paid 1.3 cents for each single correct attempted review. I'm gonna repeat, I'm gonna get paid 1.3 cents for every correct attempted review. That means if it would not be correct, that's a story for what another if. Yeah, obviously. So we would be discussing that later on, but right now we are discussing the payout. So live conversation outbound, you would be getting paid 0.5 cents. That means not even 1 cent. It means if you're gonna do two calls in live conversation outbound, then you're gonna make 1 cent. So obviously it's a very obvious thing that inbound is generating you more money than the outbound. So everyone would be thinking, why should we go for live conversation outbound and not to go for inbound? So basically guys, inbound is a category which is a bit difficult to understand in start. So if you are a freshie, I won't recommend you to work on inbound. Live conversation outbound is such kind of cake category. You know what's a cake? It's like soft, fluffy, easy to digest. You're getting that sense, right? So basically, live conversation outbound is the simplest and easiest kind of category. So do not just think about it that it's 0 0.5 cents. Okay, let me quote an example. For example, let's suppose you are doing a review for inbound call. Okay, so for example, one review takes you 2 minutes to understand. So that means you made 1.3 cents in 2 minutes. Okay, now let's talk about live conversation outbound. It's very simple category. So what if you are taking just 20 seconds to attempt one live conversation outbound review? So that means you're gonna hit 3 reviews in 1 minute and 6 reviews in 2 minutes. Okay, so let's repeat it with me. You did one review in inbound in 2 minutes and 6 reviews of live conversation outbound in 2 minutes. So if you multiply 0 0.5 into 6, that makes 3 cents. And if you see that you made just one review in inbound in 2 minutes, that means you made just 1.3 cent. So even though live conversation outbound is having low payout, still it's making you the double, or I could say the 3 times of what you were making in inbound call. So basically, time is directly proportional to what you're gonna make in this project. So this is the kind of example for, there is a very famous phrase that we say the time is money. So we have to apply that theory practically in this project. So this is very much important for you to understand which category you should work on and which category you should not work on. You all must be thinking about one thing, that why are we provided with only 2 categories, whereas there are like so many different categories to work on, like with different payout. So yeah, what happens is when you have just started working with Humanatic as a freelance person, you are a fresh person, they do not know you personally, so you are interconnected with Humanatic as a professional. So you have to go through a certain steps, just like when you join a job somewhere, you are not assigned a highest rank, so you have to pave your ways to go to a highest rank, right? So with each above rank, your payout increases and your work nature get changed, right? So this is the same mechanism working with Humanatics here. So how does it gonna work? Okay, let me explain that. When you're gonna work on these categories, then there would be audits, there would be check and balance on the reviews you are making. So obviously they are paying you for each single review. That means you are supposed to attempt them right. If you're gonna just attempt them wrong, it would be having two kind of loss. Okay, the first loss is that they can deduct up to 3 review payout for one single mistake. Okay, so some people might be thinking that it is very much unfair that they're gonna deduct or they're gonna penalize you for 3 reviews if you're gonna make one mistake. But guys, trust me, it's not unfair, because system cannot check all of your reviews. Some person cannot sit and listen to all of your reviews, so definitely there would be so many mistakes when you would be working, but all of them won't be getting marked. So only the mistakes which are getting marked would be charged you twice or thrice of the actual payout. So it's not like thrice time of the actual payout, but it could be like twice, or sometimes they just do this, that they just deduct for one call payout. Okay, so it is very much fair, but the other loss which you have to bear would be that your accuracy, your quality would be hit. So you are supposed to maintain your accuracy up to 90% at least. So if you are maintaining your accuracy up to 90%, system keeps on checking your calls no matter whatever accuracy you're providing. But if you're going to maintain it up to 90% at least, then after 2 weeks period, system gonna just run a checkout on your account, and if he finds that your accuracy is maintained up to 90%, he gonna allot you more categories to work on automatically. So that means there is a 2 week, that means fortnightly time period in which you have to prove yourself. Okay, so I would recommend not to run after the number of calls in start, but you just have to focus on quality, because obviously you ain't gonna make a lot by these payout, right? So for example, if you're working with inbound call that is making you 1.3 cents, that means you have to hit around 90 reviews to make $1. So that's like a huge number. Okay, so don't think about making a lot of money in start, but you just have to keep your mind up to one thing intact, that you need to provide quality so you can get promoted to bigger categories, so you can earn more in less time. So like I told you before, the time is money in this project, so you gotta maintain, you gotta not waste the time, you have to utilize the time wisely. Okay, so I hope you guys got a bit concept about how to get new categories. So every new category would be having payout in front of it. I'm gonna just show you a picture so you can actually get to know. So I guess you guys can see on your screen there are different categories shown in freelance ID. Okay, this is my another ID. It is indicating categories like service center booked, inbound, dealership sales visit, department, inventory discussion, live conversation, outbound. Okay, so in start you are having two categories: live conversation, outbound, and inbound. And after that, the next categories that system gonna allot you would be two. One would be department, and the other would be inventory discussion. They both are almost similar, but only a bit difference in both of them. I'm gonna explain them later on. And after that, and you're gonna provide quality work in these categories for 2 weeks, then system gonna provide you more categories, which are like dealership sales visit and service center booked. So you can see with each new category the payout is getting changed. Like if you observe dealership sales request, dealership sales visit category, it's having 7 cents payout. So that's a very excellent payout, right? You can easily make like $10 to $15 within no time. Okay, so I'm gonna provide all the possible details which are required to do this work in a pro way, so you don't have to just exhaust yourself out. Just understand the kind of things I'm conveying you right now, because while working as a freelance person, the company and in direct contact with you, unless you just write them an email and wait for their response, which is not according to it's not up to mark most of the time. You ask them one thing and they reply you the other thing. It happens a lot of time, and people get exhausted and they just end up abusing the company or blaming the company for their own mistakes. So you have to work wisely. Okay, so let's move to next, the earning tab. So let's check it out. If we're going to click on earning tab, there's lifetime earning. That means the total earning which you have made since you are working with Humanatics. So it's showing as $8.91. Okay, so available earning, that means the earning that you have right now which is available for you to use, that is $8.47. So unverified yesterday, there is zero, that means there is no pending payment for yesterday work. And then unverified today is 44 cents. Okay, so why does this unverified is showing here? So basically, when you are reviewing calls, system check your calls before he allots you the money. Okay, so it takes like maximum 48 hours. So that's why there are two tabs, like unverified yesterday. So if there is any kind of payment pending for yesterday, it would be appearing in third tab, and if there is any kind of unverified payment for today, it would be appearing in this tab. That's how you can monitor your everyday income, so I can get to know that I have just worked only limited for today, so that I just made 44 cents today. So I'm not actually bothering much about the money right now, but I'm just focusing on quality right now. Okay, so there is important thing, right at the bottom of the page it says your available earning needs to be $10 or more to request a payout. That means minimum you gotta make $10 before you can request for a payout. So the second tab, available earning, we are discussing this one. Okay, so this earning should be at least $10 so you can request a payout. Okay, I hope you got a bit idea about how it's gonna work. So let's move to next tab. There's audit. I've explained before, it's a new feature. It's a very good feature by the company. So what happened is that here you can just see all of the calls you have been attempting. They are showing in black, and you cannot just listen to them. Okay, like I'm clicking on them, but I cannot listen to any of those calls from here. But if there is any call which is penalized to you, which system marks you as invalid call, you can listen to it. Okay, like you can see there are a few calls which got marked, like one call for live conversation outbound for 26th June, and then there are 1 2 3 4 and 5 calls which are for inbound category. They got marked. Okay, two calls for 23rd date, and then 1 2 and 3 calls for 24th date. Then there's another call you can see on top. It is actually showing minus 2.6 cents, but it is not in red. That means it was marked earlier, but it got reverted because they were not marking it accurately. It was incorrectly marked, so they just reverted back the money. Okay, so another thing to show you guys here is that when I was telling you about the payout, so inbound was having 1.3 cent payout. So all these calls which got marked, they are charged me twice, like 2.6 cents for every single call which got marked. Just like that, live conversation outbound is having 0.5 cents payout, but they're charging me actually 1 cent for each invalid call which I have reviewed. So obviously I'm supposed to attempt it right. So why is it like so? Okay, there is another reason. There is a whole team sitting in Humanatic department who are actually listening to your calls. So company have to bear some expenses. Obviously they have to pay them salaries. Okay, so that's how company is bearing their own loss, so they don't have to pay much from their own pocket to the people who are doing the work which you are supposed to attempt right. Okay, so we are actually supposed to do it right because we are getting paid for every single review. So we cannot neglect any of the review. We're supposed to do it right every single time. Okay, so let me show you how does it work. If there is any call marked, so if I'm gonna click on that call, it's gonna show you a tab. Okay, here is it. So basically it got marked by the system, but a human being did not check it yet. So there's not note on top of it that it is an invalid call because that call is still under consideration. So at the top it says review and discuss call ID number, then there is a separate ID number for every single call to track the ID. Okay, so it says review and discuss call ID. So if it would be marked by a human being as well, then it would be like you have review a call incorrectly, please listen to it and discuss call ID. So it would be something like that. Okay, so this call audio which you have attempted, the answer which you have selected was appearing on the back screen. Let me just show it to you again. Okay, so you can see the top, so actually the rightmost column is showing the selection. So it is showing that I have selected handled by a qualified employee or interactive system. Okay, when I'm clicking on it, so I'm gonna just listen to this call again to see what did actually happen in this call, and then I'm gonna see either I have attempted it right or wrong. If you think that this call was attempted right by you, not actually think, but you have to be sure, you gotta be sure that you have attempted this call right, but system mark you incorrectly. So what you have to do to revert this penalty? Okay, because obviously you are getting a direct hit without making any mistakes. So what should be the next step to do? First you have to just listen to this call properly. You have to listen at least 3 times this call so you can actually be sure that what you're gonna do next. So if you think that you have attempted this call correctly, all you need to do is to click on this add a comment button right under this comment session. And when you gonna just click on add a comment, then here would be a comment appearing for this same call ID. You have to write a complete detailed note. Why do you think that this call was marked incorrectly? Why do you think that you have attempted this call right? So you have to mention the scenario, that what it happened actually happened in the call, and how did you drag it, and why do you think that it should be the option which you have selected and not the option that system marks you for. Okay, so after that you have to submit comment. You have to proofread it once before submitting it, because there won't be any second chance. So yeah, you just have to be wise about that. So that's how when you're gonna submit it, the mediation team gonna take some time to check it, and once they're gonna check it, they're gonna just revert it if your claim is valid. But still, you gotta be very wise while doing that. Okay, so let me just go back. I hope you guys got the idea about this. Now the next step. Okay, the next step is actually accuracy. So what is actually accuracy? This is a very important thing. On top of it, it is written for every single ID. You have just to knowing it. You don't have to read it again and again, because it's the same thing. It's not going to change ever. Might be if there would be any policy in future, then it could be changed, but it is like the way it is since I have been working with Humanatics, obviously. So accuracy scores are not a reflection of every review you have completed. So obviously that is a very obvious thing, that they cannot check every single review. Obviously it's gonna cost them a lot to check every single call and pay two people for one review, right? So they don't actually go through all of your reviews. So it's saying the simple thing that accuracy score is not a reflection of every review you have completed. Okay, so how does they calculate the accuracy? So this is that our system calculates accuracy by sampling a fraction of your reviews from the past 14 days. These reviews are selected at random and audited for accuracy. The accuracy score shown below are based on those audits. Okay, so let me explain it more briefly. So this is that the accuracy is basically the fraction of your reviews from the past 14 days. What does that means? Okay, let me quote it in a simple way. For example, if someone checked 10 calls in a day, okay, 10 calls in a day, and one call was incorrect handled and the 9 calls were correctly handled. So if you divide 9 by 10, that means your accuracy percentage is 90%, right? That means you are having chance of doing one review incorrectly in each 10 calls. You aren't actually supposed to do it incorrectly, but I'm just making a sense out of it. That means if your accuracy is 90%, you are absolutely fine. Okay, so you don't have to be worried about anything. So for example, first day your 10 call were checked and you attempted one call incorrectly and 9 call right, so your accuracy is 90%. So the next day client checks your 5 calls, for actually 5 reviews more, so now the total reviews count is 15. And for example, the second day he did not find any mistake, so that means now your total number of reviews are 15, but your mark call is just one, so now your accuracy would be 95%. So for example, the next day client did not check your any of your review, and after that day, I mean on fourth day, the client is again reviewing your 15 calls and he find out two more mistakes. Out of 30 reviews, he found out two more mistakes. So now the total count of your reviews is 30, right? 15 before and 15 now. And the total number of incorrectly handled call are 3. One was before and now two more reviews which are handled incorrectly. So that means you have attempted 27 calls out of 30 which are correctly, and then 3 calls which are incorrect. So your accuracy again gonna go to 90%. So they just check 14 days friction, and if your quality stands above 90 or at 90, they're gonna allot you more categories, and if not, then you have to work for again 2 weeks time period in which you are supposed to maintain your accuracy. Your previous score would be reset, and then it would be like 000%, and then you would be supposed to maintain accuracy again. Okay, you can visit our FAQ for more information about how accuracy is calculated. So basically you can visit their page to check how does it is calculated. So below you can see the categories which are available in our ID right now and the accuracy in front of that. So live conversation outbound is showing 66% and inbound is showing 50%. You guys must be thinking that this is the person who is teaching us all this, and he even having his own accuracy maintained at 90%, or he was supposed to be having 100%. So yeah, I am the person who is actually having 100% accuracy if you have been go through about my previous videos. But here's something which is very much important to show you guys. Let me just inform you about that. For example, okay, in random days, client does not just go for checking your 9-10 call. He basically usually checks one or two or maximum three calls every single day. Okay, usually they are like one or two calls. So for example, if I attempted a few calls in inbound category today and client checked two calls only, one was correctly handled and the other was incorrectly handled. So basically he checked two calls, one is got marked and the other was attempted right. So if you're gonna just find the percentage of accuracy, it would be 50% automatically. Okay, so that does not means that client gonna just take away. Okay, there's one more thing, I guess I missed it before. If your accuracy is below the mark for like 14 days or so on, or if you are continuously incorrectly handling the calls, there might be a chance that client take away the particular category you are working with. Okay, so you gotta be careful about that. That means, for example, if live conversation outbound is a category, I am not sure how to work on this category and still I am attempting incorrect calls. I was like, okay, that's fine. If they're gonna just deduct some of the money, they can do that. Rest of the money would be transferring in my account. So no, it's a big no. That's not things gonna work. They are actually looking for quality work, not the quantity work. Okay, obviously quantity matters while making money, but quality is the top priority. So if you're continuously attempting incorrect call, there might be a possible chance that they just gonna remove this category from your ID, or they can just block away your ID right away. So I guess this is not an issue anymore. Previously we used to get this issue that our accounts were getting frozen. Okay, so if account get freeze, then you are not actually able to take out the money. Even the money you have made before, you won't be able to take out that money unless or until they restore your account. So it was a very much difficult process to get in touch with them to request for a re-review of your work, and you have to just request them to restore your account so you can just work and blah blah blah. So you gotta be careful. Okay, do not take it light. I'm repeating it again and again so you won't be making such mistakes. Okay, so if there would be more categories, then they would be appearing down there and the accuracy for against each category would be shown to you. Okay, so you have to try to maintain your accuracy. There are detailed audit also done by the teams in which they check like 30, 40 or 50 calls. So that is the actual accuracy which do matter, but this accuracy is depending on daily basis audits. So it is very much difficult to maintain it above 90%. For example, if client checked one call today, it was correctly handled, it was 100%, then my accuracy would be 100%. The other day, if client checked even just two calls and even one call got marked, then total number of calls checked are 3 and one call marked, then my accuracy would be automatically like I guess 65 to 70%, right? So 2 out of 3 calls are attempted right, so it could be like 70 to 75%. So yeah, it is very much difficult to attain this accuracy, but you have to keep a close eye on the audits. Okay, So if your audits are not so much marks, then you don't have to be worried. Like you can see, I'm having 66% accuracy for live conversation outbound category, but whereas if I'm going to this audit session, there is only one call which is got marked in like 10 days for live conversation outbound. So I guess I have attempted like thousands of calls in live conversation outbound category, so I'm not a superhuman. I am supposed to do mistake as well. So there was one call that got marked on 26th June. Although I'm working on this ID from last, I guess 14th 13th or 14th June, or I'm not wrong, I guess it was like 16th June, might be whatsoever it was, but the point is the same, that only one call got marked. But I don't know from how many calls this one call got marked, but anyhow, that's not a problem, because as far I can see, there's only one call which got marked, so it and be having that much big impact. So I'm a bit concerned about inbound, because obviously there are like 1 2 3 4 and 5 calls which got marked in like 23 to 24. Okay, there 2 days. So I got marked for like 1 2 3 4 5 calls in 2 days. So that's a bit alarming. Not that much, but obviously a bit alarming. So I gotta take care of that. So okay. After that, there's an announcement tab. In announcement tab, there are like different announcement on every single day. There was an announcement today as well about the pay rate increase. Okay, these are the announcements which are very much important. So I'm not having dealership sales visit category right now. If I would have been having that, so it was like an extra opportunity to make extra money. So basically, client pays us 7 cents for each review against this category, but they are having so much extra volume in this category, they want to flesh it off. They want people to work on this category particularly, so they are offering extra so people can get a bit motivation. So because obviously there's nothing on this earth which can motivate you more than the money, right? So they are offering 10 cents per review if people are working on this category for the time being. So they are like, they have mentioned it properly that it's not a permanent increase in payout, it is for the time being. So there were like different opportunities, like okay, uh, these are very interesting kind of thing. They are offering different offers to different people. For example, they're saying we're gonna select some different name randomly, and the first person would be getting $100 credited in his account, then the second person would be getting $75, and the third person gonna get $50, and then there would be four people who would be choose as 6th to 10th would be getting $10 each, and then there would be people like 10 more people who would be getting $5 extra for working on this category. So yeah, there are different offers. You gotta just keep a check and balance on this announcement tab all the time, so you can get to know the date is mentioned beside that. So you would be actually getting to know what is someone is getting. Like if I'm gonna see this update, so they are like they have mentioned a few people name, that these people actually won $20 each for working on this particular category. So you gotta just try your luck all the time here. It's not like compulsory that you're gonna win all the time. Might be sometime you're gonna win as well, depending on your own luck, but still, even if not, the work you were doing on those categories, you would be actually getting paid for that. So this is the actually extra money which either you're gonna get or not. Then you can go just through this tab FAQ to read about different things like payout and earning, how does this work, the reviewing account, technical issues, and other. But we're gonna discuss it some other day. I don't want to make this video too much boring. So then there's account setting. Do not just go there all the time, because there is an option to deactivate the account, so you must not be liking that. So try to avoid this as much as possible. Obviously in start you have to just change your password. There's not even a need to change your display picture. If you want to change it, just change that, but if you don't, then don't. There's no need for that. All you need to do is to just secure your account. You have to select a strong password. Do not share it with anyone. Do not share the password of your PayPal or Gmail or Humanatic ID with anyone, then there is obviously face verification, which is a good thing. So that was a go through about this Humanatic ID. I'm gonna just hide out my ID name from top, because I guess there's a policy about Humanatics that you cannot actually record a video for Humanatic ID. So I don't want to, I won't be liking to get a penalty for that. So I'm gonna just hide my name from above. Okay. So hope you guys like this session. We would be meeting up in next session about different categories, and I would be trying to record all these videos in English. I'm not a English speaker by native, so please forgive that accent of mine, because I know it's like so much poor, but I'm still trying to facilitate the people. So it is actually without the money. So yeah, I guess you guys won't mind. Uh, Again, there's only one request from you guys. Please comment on every single video if there's anything missing out, or if there's a need of anything in addition, or I would be actually replying to all those comments people have actually did on my videos before. So I won't be ignoring them as well, and I'm gonna stay active on my this channel to guide people thoroughly about it. So it is actually the motivation you people give me to go on with it, to make videos to facilitate the people. So I'm actually doing it all by my heart, and I'm glad that I'm helping out the people. So guys, all the best. Okay, I just forgot to mention my number, so I'm gonna just mention it in comments as well. So I'm just gonna tell it over this video as well, so you guys can note it. The people who are from other countries, they can contact me on my WhatsApp as 0092 313 1557759. So I'm repeating it, 0092 313 1557759. Okay, so please do not just directly call me, leave me a message and I would be getting back to you, because the time difference between the other countries and Pakistan is different. So I don't want people to disturb my peace hours. I am too a human, so I need to rest some time. And quite possible, if someone would be trying to call me, I would be sleeping at that time, and I would be not liking that. So please just don't spam my number. I would be helping out most of the people here, so try to comment if there is anything related to any video, so I would be getting back to you guys shortly. So all the best guys, best of luck for your work, and if someone ain't having an ID, he can contact me on my WhatsApp, so I will be arranging an ID for the person. uh, well, that's that. Thank you so much guys, have a good day. Bye bye.